Leave me comments, y'all. My people, are you here? Are you here? Ausares, Louise, Uwacu in the building. Yo, today we are live on Saturday, April 4th, 2026. All right, let's get this show popping. We're going to comment a little bit in English, a little bit in French, and then we're going to move into KinyaRwanda. We're commenting about the madness of the Kagamistan in Rwanda, who recently gave an interview to JEUNE AFRIQUE. And he claims that he's in Congo for defensive measures. Defensive measures? It is complete madness. Because if Congo was to go by the same logic, Rwanda being behind the criminal organization of the M23, which has been killing, raping, and plundering in Congo, to establish defensive measures, they should occupy Rwanda, take over the whole country. Because Rwanda, the Kagamistan in Rwanda claiming defensive measures, has actually invaded Congo, has his army in Congo, killing, raping, and plundering. And then he claims he's doing that for defensive measures. And then he wants to equate himself with the Congolese situation, saying that the outrage towards Rwanda should be the same on the Congolese side. What has the Congolese side done to deserve any outrage? Madness! Total madness. Yo, let's get it started, yo. My people, crazy, crazy, crazy madness. Crazy, crazy, crazy madness. Okay, let me share the screen a little bit, and then so we can, you know, talk about it. Let me check out that music. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Yo, okay, let me share my screen. Whew. No. This is so unacceptable, and congratulations to all the Congolese people who have rejected this narrative that for the sake of defensive measures that the Kagamistan in Rwanda has the right to be in Congo. It's a fabrication. It's complete madness. So the Kagamistan in Rwanda has no right to invade Congo, to occupy territories in Congo, to kill, to plunder in Congo. You know? This is a Rwandan journalist who has actually fled the Kagamistan. He used to work in the Kagamistan in Rwanda, but he has had to flee because of Rwanda. The Kagamistan in Rwanda is intolerant of free thinkers. So one thing that you have to remember, the first thing that we have to remember, as I was telling my people, is that as Robert Fatiga Kwerere, who has also been part of the Kagamistan in Rwanda's army, has posted, this is something that people need to remember. The criminal Kagame's recent interview with JEUNE AFRIQUE, a magazine to which he has paid over $200,000 per year for more than 2 decades as part of his long-running PR campaign to launder his criminal record, clearly showed that he has no intention of withdrawing from DRC. Remember last week when we did interview with Judy River? Actually, I could show you the interviews that we did with Judy River, my people on Rwanda being in Congo. You can see one of them over here. Judy River speaking about the criminals, 30 years. Her new book is Rwanda's 30-year assault on Congo. So we've interviewed Judy River on that. So now you can see that the Kagamistan in his propaganda interview on a platform that he actually pays to be on the platform, to be given a platform so he can have a PR campaign. On that platform, he is clearly saying that he is not going to leave Congo. Can you believe this? He's not going to leave Congo. Even after signing peace deals in Washington in front of Trump and the other African leaders who went to D.C. to witness the signing of the peace accord between Rwanda and Congo, no plans. So he went to sign peace accords with zero plans of ever respecting the peace accords, because the peace accords requires for Rwanda to stay in Rwanda, leave Congo at peace, leave Congo resolve its own problem, and stop lying that there are people in Congo who are going to attack Rwanda, because nobody has attacked Rwanda from Congo. Nobody is occupying Rwandan lands after having attacked Rwanda from Congo. But he accuses Congo that which he is doing. And then he says he's in Congo for defensive measures. If Congo was thinking like this, they should take over Rwanda and occupy the entire country and put a new president in power, because this is what the Kagamistan has already done to Congo when they installed Kabila first and Kabila second. So the first thing to take into consideration with this JEUNE AFRIQUE interview is to remember that it's a PR campaign, and as alleged by this man, he has paid them over 200,000 every year per year for more than 2 decades now. Yo. So that's the first thing to take into consideration. Now,
we refuse to remove defensive measures. Whether it means troops and whatever else, we call it defensive measures.
Keyword, we call it defensive measures. So whether we are plundering in Congo, raping and killing people in Congo, we call it defensive measures. And we refuse to remove the defensive measures. Lies on lies on lies. Even he says we call it defensive measures. Just because they call it defensive measures doesn't mean that it's defensive measures. It is actually aggressive measures, plundering measures, because the Kagamistan has invaded Congo, killed, raped, and plundered, and they are calling it defensive measures, because they have invented an imaginary army. But if you think about it, this imaginary army that they have invented, the Kagamistan has a very powerful army, gets hired by the European predators to go and preserve Total and Exxon Energy interest in Mozambique. They have been in Sudan, they have been in Haiti, Jamaica, Centrafrique, Benin, all those places. Rwandan army known, the Kagamistan killing machine army. But they can't deal with a tiny little rebel group in Congo that they have been claiming they need to protect themselves against that for 30 years now. So it's a lie. So they call it defensive measures, as he himself is testifying, because he knows that it's a lie. Ah, my people. Symphorien, POMBE. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for your support, for your contribution. So much love back at you. So let's continue. Kagamistan line.
And in your logic,
So let's rewind a little bit so we can hear him as he says it himself. We call it defensive measures.
we call it defensive measures.
Uh-huh.
And in your logic, why would a threat be against me? And you are asking me to remove my defensive measures.
A threat be against me. So he's not even defending the interest of a country, Rwanda, or anybody else. It's his own interest. He's a criminal dictator at the head of a country. He has an army occupying a country, and he has to survive through killing, raping, and plundering. He feels threatened. He's the one threatened. Me! He talks about me!
But you're not dealing with the threat.
Which
What is the
threat?
logic?
So the logic, now let's address the logic. If Congo was following the same logic as the Kagamistan in Rwanda, then they should invade Rwanda, occupy Rwanda, and then take over Rwanda and install a new president as defensive measures. And then, of course, he was even so mad about the son of Habyarimana being in Congo. We're going to talk about that in French. He's mad. This is the man who is hosting notorious criminals. He has even exposed that he's collaborating with Kabila. So Kabila, non-criminal. And then the Hagandas, the Hunda criminals that he's hosting in the Kagamistan in Rwanda, the Nyombare of Burundi that he's hosting in the Kagamistan in Rwanda. But he has the nerves to complain and to be worried that that the son of former President Habyarimana is also being hosted in Kinshasa. This is madness, total madness. We're going to talk about it in French. Thank you, my people, for being here. And then in KinyaRwanda, we're going to go witness Patrick Rugaba's space, who is hosting also a son of a former president of Rwanda, another former president of Rwanda, the first president officially as a republic, Kayibanda. So let's move into French. Talk a little bit about how he's worried about the son of Habyarimana, and then move into KinyaRwanda. Thank you so much, my people, for being here. And thank you so much, Symphorien POMBE, for your support. Bisous! My people, la famille, merci, 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 merci d'être là avec nous. Oh là là, je vais commencer par remercier le frère Symphorien POMBE qui nous supporte. Yo, merci, merci. Merci, cher frère Symphorien POMBE, merci, merci. Et bravo. Bravo au léopard! Bravo au léopard! Les léopards du Congo ont gagné. C'est officiel, le Congo ira à la Coupe du Monde. Oh là là, on vous attend à Vancouver, au Canada!